We advise our viewers to use discretion as some might find the information distressing. In a move to garner support in response of the Hamas attack, Benjamin Netanyahu's office took an extraordinary step to release shocking and gruesome images of babies murdered during the attack. The post on social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, the Prime Minister's office shared the horrifying photos of the babies burnt and in a pool of blood brutally murdered. The photos have been shared with a warning from the authorities' end. In the post, they referred to the Hamas group as monsters and inhuman. We at Beyond have decided not to show the images. The move came after some media organizations heavily criticized on some of its claims regarding the acts of barbarity carried out by the Hamas militant group. The spokesperson for the Prime Minister's office in a statement mentioned that the justification behind sharing these images, he said that these distressing visuals aimed to evoke a strong reaction and generate global outrage against Hamas. The PMO showed these to U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and NATO defense ministers in a closed-door meeting on Thursday, after which they were released on social media. Antony Blinken condemned the act.
So we did see photographs, videos that the Israeli government shared with us. Some I think has actually already been seen in public media. Others were new to me, and I think new to our team. It's hard to find the right words. It's beyond what anyone would ever want to imagine, much less actually see and, God forbid, experience. A baby, an infant, riddled with bullets. Soldiers beheaded. Young people burned alive in their cars or in their hideaway rooms. I could go on, but it's simply depravity in the worst imaginable way.
Meanwhile, Netanyahu has vowed to annihilate Hamas following its deadly assault on unsuspected Israeli communities on Saturday, which killed more than 1,300 people, the deadliest attack by Palestinian militants since Israel was founded in 1948.
We heard a missile alert siren, so we ran to the safe room. Suddenly, we got a message from another kibbutz saying, "There's a terrorist infiltration. You need to lock all of the doors." We thought it would take 1 or 2 hours tops. We kept waiting, and nothing happened. Around 8 a.m., we heard terrorists knocking on the door. They tried to get in. They couldn't get inside the house through the doors, so they climbed on a stand outside the house and came in through the bathroom window. Then they started to knock on the safe room door. They yelled in Arabic, "Open the door." My father yelled at them, "Go." And then suddenly we heard them shooting at the door. My brother was wounded. His arm was crushed. They sensed where my dad was standing and fired at him. Meanwhile, my mother and I treated my brother and tried to stop his bleeding. My dad collapsed. They continued to try opening the door, but they couldn't because the door of the safe room is automatically locked when someone shoots at it. Then they set a closet next to the safe room on fire. The smoke from the fire entered our safe room through the bullet holes in the door. We couldn't breathe. We thought we were going to faint. Then I heard they were trying to open the window. They managed to open the window. They shot the window and opened it. They threw 3 hand grenades into the safe room. 2 of the grenades exploded. My mom and I were wounded. They continued to fire. My mom got shot. I took off my shirt and tried to stop the bleeding. We also treated my brother, but we couldn't stop my mother's bleeding because we didn't know where she'd been shot. We kept moving around in the safe room. I called several people, like the emergency unit and the people of Kibbutz Be'eri. The IDF and emergency first responders told us there is nothing we can do. We can't get inside your kibbutz. The only thing you can do is play dead. We kept hearing the terrorists firing and shouting. They continued to set our house on fire. At 3 p.m., my mother started to choke. Everyone else was fainting, and I tried to wake them up over and over again. At a certain point, my mother stopped breathing. We felt that she became cold, and that was it. We felt that we were getting burned. I told my brother to put his legs up because he was losing blood. He started to gurgle. We told him, "Don't shout, Carmel, don't shout. If they know we're alive, they'll either kill us or kidnap us." I tried to give him CPR, but my father told me, "Forget him. Now let's focus on saving ourselves." I yelled to my dad, "Don't die, don't leave us alone." At around 6 p.m., a few people from the kibbutz texted me and said that we're going to hear a very loud boom. It's an Israeli tank that will bomb our neighbor's home and get inside our home to rescue us through the wall. Then I heard this loud explosion. We heard people inside the house. We heard someone talking in Hebrew, but with an Arabic accent. My father told them to come through the window, that the window was open. I told him they could be terrorists. They may be fooling us. He said it doesn't matter. They came with flashlights and we saw that they were IDF soldiers. They said, "What a massacre." I told them, "Please come and lift me up. I can't move." They told me that they couldn't get through the window because they had too much equipment. I managed to bring myself up and get to the window. They took me out and opened the door. We went outside and saw that the entire neighborhood was on fire. They separated me and my dad and took us to Netivot, where there is a special unit.